Yeah, lots of people. Hello, everyone. I'm Robin in California. I am so excited to be able to welcome you to our Tuesday Avini Health testimony call. We have so much more available to you today besides testimonies. We're so excited to be able to welcome our CEO, Neil Roth, and our CSO, Rick Deitch. So you'll be meeting them in just a moment. But I would like to introduce a wonderful guy that I've just gotten to know that is an amazing businessman, really cares about people, and he has someone on his team that has a brand new testimony. We're going to take a short testimony before we move on. Dave Gilday, would you come on and introduce your friend?
Sure, I'd love to. You know, this Avini thing is all about how it helps people. And I've known Oberns Staples for about 3 years, and a friend of both of ours introduced him to the product, and he has a marvelous story, and it's practice. So I'm going to just let him take over and tell his story.
Over the past 65 years, I've accumulated some fairly major back issues. Part of the male ego makes us want to be the fastest, the strongest, the most manly man possible. And not being large in stature, I tried and was mostly successful at being one of the strongest. Also, mostly thinking that I was invincible, I did things that increased the likelihood of having problems later in life. I wrestled, I played football, I rode horses and came off of those horses about every way imaginable. I rode and still ride motorcycles, and I've been off of those about every way imaginable. I've run rugged mountain trails for 8 or 9 miles at a time. I've backpacked the high Rocky Mountains with 40 and 50-pound backpacks. I've worked hard. I've lived life, and I've inherited degenerative disc disease. In order to deal with the constant low back pain, in about 2014, my doctor started prescribing hydrocodone, a fairly mild dose of 5 milligrams with 325 milligrams of Tylenol. And I would probably go through a bottle of 30 of those in about 3 months when I first started. And it just continued to get worse. In 2017, I retired and we moved from Colorado to Tennessee. And I fully planned on going back to work, and did in 2019 through 2020, when the back pain just was so intense that I just couldn't face going to work every day. And there were a lot of days when I was working that after I got home from work, I did nothing except sit in the easy chair. And I spent the entire weekend just sitting in the easy chair to get my back to be in a place where I could go back to work. In 2021, I was taking medication 4 times a day. And then I had a back surgery to help relieve some nerve pain in my right leg. In 2022, I had another surgery to remove to help relieve pain in my left leg. Both of those surgeries were successful in relieving the intense pain in the regions, but it did nothing for the low back pain that was just constantly there. And I had worked with my pain management doctor, and he had increased my hydrocodone to 7.5 milligrams 4 times a day to just get through the day. I'd go out and do a little yard work for an hour and a half or 2, and then I was done for the day. I hurt so bad that I just couldn't go out and do more. And 2 weeks ago, Coy Dickey, a member on our team, approached me at church, and he said, "I think I've got something that you might be interested in to help you with your back pain." that Tuesday, Dave Gilday came with Coy Dickey and brought me some products, and I started sorry. I started with the spray and the roll-on Tuesday evening late. Friday, I was out doing some yard work and had been on the mower for an hour and a half. Got off the mower and I couldn't stand up straight. My wife said, "Are you ready to go in and take a pain pill and sit down?" And I said, "I don't hurt, I just can't stand up straight. That'll work itself out in a minute." And at 8 o'clock that night, I was still out cooking hamburgers and hot dogs on the grill because we had family in town. And I told my wife, "I'm going to go sit down, not because I hurt, just because I'm tired." Today, I got up at 4:30 and started my day helping my wife in her shop. And then I went to help a friend with a project that was fairly complex and required a lot of manual labor, which I tried to not perform much of because I still need to behave myself, but I've made it through the day and I don't hurt excessively. These products haven't cured, and I know they won't cure that problem, but I can go out and be busy and work and do things all day. I have my life back.
Wow. Wow. And what are you doing? What are you doing? How much are you doing? Tell us that so people know, please.
Congratulations.
I'm using both the spray and the roll-on. I have reduced that. I've reduced the amount of hydrocodone I need to take to get through a day. For the first time in several years, I actually have been sleeping 5 or 6 hours at night without waking up hurting so bad that I couldn't sleep.
Wow. Wow. We are so excited and we are so thankful that you shared this with us. Wow. And it's okay that you are moved. It just makes the story so much more important. And we want to thank you for your testimony, and we would love for you to come on next Tuesday, share even more, because you're going to have more stories, I'm sure, more improvement. And we're afraid that we don't have more time for you today, but we want more time for you at another time. Okay.
Okay. Thank
Awesome.
you.
Thank you so much for keeping your testimony short. This is a testimony that needs more time sometime on a Tuesday. We want to hear you. And we want to hear all those improvements. Thank you so much. I'm going to turn the call over to our CEO, Neil Roth. We are so blessed to have him at the helm along with Rick. And so Neil, I'm just going to turn the call over to you, and you want to bring Rick on for us, please.
You got it. So, Oberns, I'm so happy for you. You have no idea how much Rick and I appreciate hearing these things. You know, it's trite to say, but it's not about money. It's about what happened to you. That's really what it's about. What's important, and I really want everybody to understand, if you don't take the chance and ask somebody, can I help you? I have a product that can help you. People like Oberns aren't going to get healed. You need to talk to people. It's extremely important. So, first of all, let me congratulate you guys on just an incredible month last month. I mean,
Thanks for having me, guys.
Well, first I want to talk about Oberns testimonial. It's amazing. We've been working with mostly veterans for the last 10 years or so, working with a guy named Mike Fuller, who works with the Disabled American Veterans, DAV. And we've gotten literally hundreds, if not thousands, of veterans off of opiate drugs altogether using this technology, this cobra venom technology. And I've got my pet cobra, Corky the Cobra, behind me. He's our mascot, no more pain. And to let you guys know, it's not just a numbing agent. It deals with pain, the pain signal through the CNS. We've proven in animal models that it actually affects the way the brain thinks about pain. It goes to the parafascicular nucleus of the brain and kind of turns that off and modulates the nerve signals. But also that same receptor, that alpha-7 nicotinic acetylcholine receptor that's on the nerves of the central nervous system, is also on the surface of certain inflammatory white blood cells. And so it modulates and mediates inflammation. So it's not just a numbing agent, doesn't just block pain, it actually helps heal by lowering inflammation over time. And so what you're going to find is that you get up to a certain dosage, and then you can lower the dose over time to get the same benefit. And for those of you that had to be on opiates or so those stronger medications, understand that they all work. In fact, even over-the-counter pain drugs all work the same in that you grow resistant to those drugs. You need higher and higher and higher doses over time to get the same benefit. At some point, you hit something called the ceiling effect, where they stop working, you have to switch drugs. This is not the case with the plus relief. At some point, you can use less and less and less and still get the same benefits. The exact opposite of every other analgesic ever discovered anywhere. The other thing I'll talk about is we talk about stage 2 and stage 3 pain, or step 2 and step 3 pain. Step 2 pain on a scale of 1 to 10 is from 4 to 7, and is actually defined as pain that interrupts your sleep and or your work. And you just heard someone that can't sleep because of the pain he's in. So it guarantees he's in at least stage 2 pain and could be in stage 3 pain. You know, and certainly the Plus Relief is a much stronger product than we've sold over the counter before. And it's really made for stage 3 pain. So anyone even from a 7 to 10 on the pain scale. And of course, I love talking to distributors, because I said, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much pain you're in? And the average distributor goes 12, 13. I said 1 to 10. But the fact is that this is a universal mechanism. It should work in everybody. You got to give it a chance. It's I'm very, very, very proud of what we've done with our cobra venom analgesics, and I'm so glad that we can help people like Oberns. With that, I actually, what Neil asked me to talk about tonight is the Avini bundle.